Ladies and gentlemen, I am here before you today to talk about a topic that affects our everyday lives. Money. I wish that could have been dollar bills, it would have been way cooler, but being the broke college student that I am, all I have is change. But maybe change is exactly what we need. Money is a tool that was created to help with the exchange of goods and services. Over time, it seems like people have been getting more obsessed with money with the more amount of it that they receive. It's a proven fact that with the more money you have, the more power, freedom, and abundance of things that it brings to your life. Benjamin Franklin once said, "Money has never made man happy, nor will it. There is nothing in its nature to produce happiness. The more of it one has, the more of it one wants." Now, I believe that money itself isn't a bad thing, but it's the idea of having money that changes the way people feel, and the idea of having a mass amount of money is a bad thing. Many people would say, is it really possible to have too much money? It's easy to see how more money can make our lives better. Money is an economic fuel that our world runs on and relies on. Buys you clothes, shelter, food, and other things that you need for everyday life. In a perfect world, you can make as much money as you want while watching your spending, avoiding credit card debt, and being able to make all of your necessary payments. But this isn't a perfect world. For some people, having an overabundance of wealth can cause problems in many areas of their life. I grew up in Dearborn Heights, Michigan, a town where there wasn't much wealth in it. Businesses were constantly closing, potholes were never filled in, and we maybe have one nice restaurant in the city. Opposed to how the town looked and seemed, there were many wealthy families that moved in over the years. Now, don't get me wrong. Just because these families were wealthy does not mean they're bad. They gave back to the community at times. But it's what they did with the majority of their money and how the idea of their wealth got to their heads and made a lot of people not really like them. I went to high school with these kids from these families. Most of them assumed that because of their wealth, they could buy their way through high school. Every single one of them wore brand-name designer clothes, had a BMW or Mercedes as soon as they were 16, and lived in mansions that their families built in the middle of a random suburb. These kids looked down upon anyone who didn't have as much money as them or have as nice things as them, and everyone else looked down upon them because of how they acted and treated their peers. They hardly participated in any school events, and overall didn't seem to take advantage of any opportunity or create a better high school experience. They don't know the struggle of having to work for what they want. Having the abundance of money that they did made them have the mentality of expecting everything to be handed to them. And I think that's something that the idea of wealth does to people. Many people who have an abundance of money forget how to respect people and be grateful in life. Some even feel superior because of their wealth, and they tend to take everything for granted. They forget what's right and wrong. These kids in my high school were just one example of how money has that effect on people. In many situations, having too much of anything is bad. Having too much water can be poisonous. Having too much food can make you fat, and too much kindness can make you vulnerable. But that doesn't make water, food, kindness bad, does it? No. Their usage is what makes it good or bad. So not only is the idea of having money bad, but the usage of money can also be bad. The same money that's used for a good cause like donating to charity can also be used to buy a useless solid gold life-size statue of Chuck Norris to put in your living room. There was one particular guy that I remember most that I went to high school with. He was from one of the wealthier families. One day, at school, he started bragging about how his family had built an indoor hot tub in their garage. I happened to know where he lived, and drove by his house one day hoping that his garage door was open to see for myself. Only, I didn't need the hope that the door was open. I drove by his house only to find out that his family had also installed a glass garage door for everyone to see their newly added hot tub. Now, obviously this family's house gave every possible hint that they were pretty wealthy, and a glass garage door didn't seem like the safest thing in the world to me. Giving them the benefit of the doubt, I assumed that they had a great security system to go along with their new addition. Unfortunately, I was wrong. Within a couple weeks, they had their garage door broken for people to break into their garage, which was also attached to the house, which led to a home invasion. Instead of buying a new security system for the house, they used their money to replace everything that was broken or stolen instead. This goes to show you that not everybody makes a smart choice in how they spend their money. It can make you, or it can break you. Like I said before, money isn't a bad thing. The idea of it is, and the usage of it can be. Overall, money seems to create bad things. Unfortunately, there is nothing we can change about that. These things have caused many problems in the world and fights in the world. They've also created problems in relationships among people. Is there anything is too much money? I don't think so. But as long as you know what to do with it, thank you.